How many of you are still here? Let's be honest, it's been a terrible month for crypto. We were in the red, alts are bleeding, Bitcoin's bleeding. We lost $1,000, whew, 10% dump. We in a bear market? Is the bull market finished? Guys, come on, get a grip. I'm only human as well. I know it's not nice to see your portfolios hit the red. I can assure you right now, if you are diversified in alts, or even if you just hold Bitcoin, or even if you're just one of these people who for some reason only wants to hold everything but Bitcoin, then you're probably gonna be feeling a world of pain seeing your portfolio values dropping if you haven't cashed out, which I'm sure a lot of you have not. Don't sell. Don't get FOMO, all right? Don't be a noob. Take it from me. If you haven't sold already at the peak and you got stuck holding bags, hold on to them, all right? Hold on to them because the storm will finish. There is a serious support zone at 10K. We virtually had 2 years of a 10K resistance that was pushed many times. The resistance level was broken and we are holding a strong level of support around 10K. I know that people are talking about the CME gap being around 9.6. I don't believe it. I think fundamentals and basic technicals are going to keep the price above 10K. In the making of today's video, we're sitting at around $10,250 and I only do believe that it will be up for Bitcoin from here. Not all alts, but some, at least the major ones in the top 10, maybe even top 50, depending on what they are doing. In today's video, it's not often that I do this, but I do believe that when I come across some great content about cryptocurrency, that another expert or quite an extreme expert in the field of cryptocurrency has something of really great value to say, something that really resonated with my heart, I feel obliged to share that with you as my audience. Even though it is a smaller audience, it is growing, and I do value my viewership out there. So if you do like the video, okay? So more people can see this message. Let me know what you're doing. Are you selling? Are you holding? You better be holding if you haven't already sold at the top. And if you're new around here, just sub to the channel, okay? I'm a cool guy. I give it to you how it is, straight from my personal experience and what really does make logical sense. That all being said, I'm not a financial advisor and these videos are never financial advice. Okay. So I'm going to give you say it's short, be prepared, buckle your seatbelts, get some popcorn, do whatever you need to do, get comfy. It's around a 7 or 8 minute video from Charles Hoskinson, all right? But pay attention, he was the co-founder of Ethereum with Vitalik Buterin, okay? #2 market cap coin in the whole of cryptocurrency. And he's the founder of Cardano. Full disclosure, I don't have anything invested in Cardano. Why? Because I don't know a lot about it. I'm going to be honest. Maybe I'll do some research on it in the time being. I do hold Ethereum. I believe Ethereum will come through stronger than Cardano in the next 2 to 3 years. That is just my opinion. However, it doesn't mean that he is not a respectable man. All right, so have a listen to what Charles Hoskinson has to say about the whole cryptocurrency space and just give yourself time. Don't get sucked into the red zone. You got those candlesticks bleeding red from the eyes, okay? I'm feeling it too, like I said. But watch the video and just allow it to enable you to have a bit more perspective, a bit more of a holistic approach. Take a step back, you know, not just in crypto, but sometimes in life you get caught up with little small things and you just got to step back and remember, you're in a new, innovative society that's growing and developing. Invest in the right alts, invest in Bitcoin mainly, and have a listen. Hope you enjoy the video.
The inflationary policy has created a situation where the Jeff Bezoses can have $200 billion and make windfall profits every year, regardless of how bad the economy is. And the everyday people, they don't get a pay increase. In a lot of cases, they don't even get to keep their job. And their money deteriorates in value a lot more than 3% per year. Our industry has principles in that we worship the math and the protocols and the stable monetary policy, these types of things. And as corrupt as some of the exchanges can be and some of the bad actors are, all movements suffer from these warts, and they're finite and temporary. You run out of them at some point. Self-regulation kicks in or standards kick in and these bad actors flush out. And what's left behind is a crucible that contains the truth of the matter, which is we're going to win as an industry. There's just no doubt in my mind. You have bad days in the market, you have damn good days in the market. You get addicted to the good ones and you hate the bad ones, but at the end of the day, it's only going in one direction, which is crypto is going to eat the world. Every voting system, every property registration system, every monetary system, the next 25 to 50 years is going to be running on the tech we build and others build, and running with the principles of power to the edges. This is the great challenge of our time, to do it in a way that it's fair, transparent, open, and doesn't allow a government to co-opt it. It's going to be a lot of fights here. The least of our concerns and matters are a red day. And every now and then I like making these videos to remind people why I'm here and why you should be here too. As toxic as the trolls could be and these other people can be, none of them really matter. Markets don't really matter. What matters are the principles and the purpose behind what we do. And you have to ask yourself, are you happy with the way that society is? Are you happy with the money in your pocket? Are you happy with the political leadership representing your nations? Are you happy with your future? And do you honestly believe if we keep doing the things that we did and continue to do, that the future is going to be better? Or do you think it's going to be worse or stagnant? I think too many people have woken up and they realize that if we continue doing the things that we do, the future is going to be a bad place. And they don't want that to happen. And so we're voting with our wallets, we're voting with our feet, and we as a collective industry are waking up and figuring out how to build something better. And there's some good days and bad days along the way. Today's a bad one, but there are going to be good days tomorrow. Just like I told you back when Corona made everything go into free fall. And I told you before, and I warned you about with ICO mania, we're in a DeFi bubble right now. There's no doubt in my mind about that. I saw it in 2017 with ICO mania. I see it here. And there's probably going to be worse days ahead in that respect. But the trend is always the same, and never forget that. And never forget that real people are actually adopting these systems and using them. And every day we see more and more, and every day that movement grows. And what's so humbling is that I know a lot of you are here with me. It used to be a pretty lonely space to be in a few years back. You know, the conferences, they didn't have many people. My first Bitcoin meetup group in 2011 in Colorado was at the Gypsy House Cafe. I think I was 13th and Pearl over in Capitol Hill in Denver. And I registered for the event. I showed up. 2 people registered, myself and another guy. And the other guy didn't show up. So I had coffee with myself. Compare that with the Shelley Summit that we had in July of 2020. 10,000 attendees. 10,000 from all across the world. Compare that to where we are at today. Just 9 years later. Pretty amazing if you think about it, how fast things have grown and how many fertile, beautiful ideas exist in this industry and what this industry is doing for the world as a whole. And that is why we're going to win. Because at the end of the day, who can argue against freedom? Who can argue against liberty? Who can argue against putting people in control? The only way you can is when you believe people are stupid, people are evil, people are incapable. And I suppose that's a philosophical difference between those who currently lead and the people who want to replace them. The people in charge right now of the world, the big banks, the Fortune 500 companies, the media, Hollywood, these things, they're very cynical people who believe in the worst in us. They look at everyday people with disdain and disgust and say, these people, if left to their own devices, will be chaos. These people, if left to govern themselves, will burn everything to the ground and destroy everything. And every single time I have ever seen a bad event happen, what the news doesn't show you and what those people don't talk about is how we come together and help each other out. Someone gets injured in the streets, more often than not, people show up and help them. people need a helping hand, someone always shows up more often than not. And this is no different. I don't believe the political process is effective anymore in any modern democracy. They've all been co-opted. Perhaps they always were. But what I do believe is that we can come together and change things economically, which is what we're doing. And it's messy. Building our own money is messy. Building our own industry is messy. We make a lot of mistakes along the way. We lose a lot along the way. We collect some scars too while we're at it. But progress every year keeps being made. The technology every year keeps getting better. Today, right here, right now, provably secure proof of stake protocols are in circulation. They were a fantasy 5 years ago. Now they're a fact of life. Today, right here, right now, snarks have evolved by an order of magnitude in every category, from validation time to efficiency to proof size, in all favorable ways, which opens up all kinds of new applications and scalability and privacy. Today, right here, right now, layer 2 protocols are more advanced than they have ever been in our industry's history, giving us the ability to build payment systems that scale to billions of people. Today, right here, right now, we are seeing threshold voting, preference voting, quadratic voting, that will enable us to build all kinds of new treasuries and governance systems that eventually will scale to nation states. As the politicians of today argue whether the post office can properly count paper ballots that people mail, we are building voting systems with state-of-the-art cryptography, living on phones, where you can vote with just a tap of a button and enjoy more security than we have ever imagined before. That is the future. This movement is enabling humanity. Money flowing at the speed of thought, and the speed of thought making new money. How can you compete with that? You can't, unless you bring people down with cynicism and disdain. And ultimately, what competing vision do they offer? That y'all should be in chains, that we should just be wage slaves. We should just accept that every year our money deteriorates in value, that we should just accept that the rich will get richer, the poor get poorer, and every now and then they throw us table scraps. And when we get real angry, they usurp the movements and then install their own leadership to basically take those movements from us, as we've seen so many times before, and we will see again. I'm sorry, that's not a road I want to walk down, and I'm willing to ride rocky waters, crazy markets, crazy people, and unlimited FUD and trolling. But I will never apologize for believing in the best in people, and I will never apologize for believing that if only we give everyone around us the tools to save themselves and society, that they can do it. They don't need great leaders and charisma. No one needs someone to tell them what to do. We all know what to do. We all know how to make the world a better place. We just have to be trusted enough to do it ourselves. And you know what? For the first time ever, we did with Bitcoin. And then we did it again with Ethereum. And now we're doing it again with Cardano. And we as a movement will continue to do it. So I believe our best days are ahead of us. And every day I wake up and there's more people marching with me in that respect. And one day it'll be millions. And one day it'll be billions. And one day all those cynics will be gone, replaced with optimists who once again believe that tomorrow is going to be better than today, and that we're going to leave the world just a little bit better than the way we found it. So every now and then on a tough day, I like making a little message and letting you guys all know it's going to be better. And you know what? It will be. Just have to have faith that it will be.